When it comes to steeplechase racing, one man towers over the competition with a track record of astonishing success. Racing fans also have been impressed by this particular trainer's ability to also succeed at a high level when it comes to racing on the flat, and his ability in jumping between the two worlds.
Taking command 3 parts of a length, Stormcat and Chris McCarron alongside to challenge, and down the stretch they come. Danzig connection at the rail, Stormcat on the outside. Stormcat now with a short lead, Danzig connection at the rail. Magumbo is flying in third. Here's the wire and here's the winner. Oh, too tight to call. Stormcat.
In the 1985 edition of the Young American, the crowd got a glimpse of a super sire in the making, Stormcat. But before he made a name for himself in the breeding shed, he was one of trainer Jonathan Sheppard's early successes on the flat track. Known already as the top steeplechase trainer in the U.S., Jonathan began to make his mark as a flat surface trainer with the young colt. It was a partnership that almost didn't happen.
Well, Stormcat came to us as a yearling, and originally he was going to be broken and then sent to race in England. But at that time they had an outbreak of some virus in Kentucky. Even though he wasn't sick, he never tested negative. You know, he had what they call a positive titer. So they decided, well, we might as well keep him and race him in the States. And since he already didn't have an established trainer, Mr. Young sent him to me to train.
After his victory in the Young American, Stormcat finished a close second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He would call it quits 2 races later, finishing 4 for 8 in lifetime starts. After his career on the racetrack ended, first-time owner William Young almost made one of the most costly mistakes in recent racing history.
Mr. Young really didn't know what to do with the horse when his racing career was over, and he tried to sell him. But fortunately for him, nobody bought him. So he decided, well, I'm going to stand him myself. And the rest is history.
Well before Stormcat came into his life, Jonathan was a young boy growing up in England. His father was a racing official, and the days he spent with him at the races infused a deep love for the sport and the animal within him. But as Jonathan graduated college, his dreams for a future in racing hit a snag.
I got a job on the stock exchange, and I was working there sort of trying to figure out really what I wanted to do. And I sort of had it in the back of my mind that I would really like to be a trainer when I got older. However, they had a rule in England at that time that immediate family members of racing officials weren't allowed to have trainer's licenses. I had 2 choices: either wait until my father retired or go somewhere else.
Faced with a difficult decision, Jonathan decided to take a chance. So in 1961, he made the trip to America and began his career working under future Hall of Fame steeplechase trainer Burley Cox. Only a few years later, Jonathan would begin training his own steeplechasers with the support of now longtime owners George Strawbridge Jr. and Bill Pape. However, he soon found that exclusively training jumpers in the U.S. wouldn't be the easiest way to make a living.
It was fairly obvious fairly early on that there was pretty limited opportunities to be successful, at least financially successful, just training steeplechase horses, because it was small at that time in this country, as it still is.
Jonathan expanded his operation to training flat racers as well, and in 1973 he led steeplechase trainers in Money One for the first of what would become 18 straight years. And as the years went on, he established Ashwell Farm in Unionville, Pennsylvania, where he spends most of his time training both his jumpers and flat racers.
What's the difference between training a flat horse and a jumper? Basically none. Pretty much any horse, if he's got any sort of natural coordination and athleticism, if you take the time, you can teach them how to jump. A lot of the horses I have are sent to me as yearlings, and even if they maybe never end up running in a jumping race, we normally school them just a little bit, from an early age, just in case we ever do want to make the conversion, or because I think it's good gymnastic exercise and it teaches them to respond to the commands of their riders.
Jonathan's unique methods have yielded some of the sport's finest thoroughbred flat racers and jumpers of the past few decades. But one of the best was four-time Eclipse Award champion jumper and the only winner of the short-lived American Steeplechase Triple Crown, Flatterer.
Flatterer was the best steeplechase horse I've ever trained, possibly that anybody's ever trained. We started him out on the flat, he won 4 or 5 races, and then as a 4-year-old we decided to convert him to jumps. He set records for the highest weight ever carried by a winner of a stakes race in the history of American steeplechasing. He won the Colonial Cup, which at that time was our premier race before the Breeders' Cup came along, 4 years in a row.
Flatterer is on the outside. They come to the final fence now. At the final fence, it is Salute being challenged on the outside by Flatterer. Flatterer now gets to the lead in deep stretch. Salute is second, and third is Local Kid, and then it's Jamsky. 50 yards to go. Flatterer on the outside will win his 3rd straight Colonial Cup.
The others were all, very good horses, but this horse was on a kind of a different level.
Now, just over 20 years after Flatterer's championship run, the Sheppard Barn has become home to a bevy of top-caliber jumpers and flat racers, including just as well. Informed Decision.
Informed Decision nicks it on the line.
And Breeders' Cup champion Forever Together.
And now the long shot, Seeley Hill, forever together, forever together has won a thriller.
With a career that has spanned over 40 years, Jonathan Sheppard may perhaps be an even bigger presence in racing than ever before. And with his profound love for the game and passion for the young horses he trains still going strong, it's safe to say that he won't be a name to forget anytime soon.